Hey, how's it going, sports bettors? Matt Modi with OddsJam. And TNT offers this, or excuse me, FanDuel offers this TNT Tuesdays no sweat same game parlay or same game parlay plus. So it can be either one, where if you bet a three or more legs plus 400 odds or higher, SGP or SGP plus, they will refund you. For me, max $5, but I would check. Excuse me, I would check and see the max that they will refund you, because I've seen people like up to 100. For whatever reason, they're only giving me 5, which hurts, but it's okay. But what I'm going to be doing in this video is giving out my favorite plays for this SGP plus. So to confirm, the eligible games are only the Bulls Nets and the Timberwolves Suns. So there are 4 NBA games tonight, but only these 2 qualify. So make sure you keep that in mind. The only other thing you need to do is just click opt in, and then you know you've been opted in because you see the accepted up here, and then you can go to bet now. So the next order of business is just finding plays to put into these same game parlay or SGP plus. And to confirm, the 2 games are Bulls Nets and Timberwolves Suns. So what I like to do is go on to oddsjam.com, check out the Positive EV page, check out some other pages, and see where we can find, profitable bets. All right, and basically the goal of what we're trying to do here is we're trying to find plays that have value specifically on FanDuel. So if you go to oddsjam.com, you go to sports, you go to NBA, you can choose a game that you want to look into. So if you want to look into the Nets Bulls, Timberwolves Suns, or because those are the 2 games that have the SGP to confirm, or the SGP promo, I should say. But if you just want to look at lines for the Heat and the Warriors or the Magic or the Thunder, you can do that as well. You can also search. So if you want to search for a specific game, like if I knew I wanted to bet the Nets game, you can search for it and that'll pull up here. And all we're doing is we're trying to find value on any type of prop, player prop, game prop, anything where we can value specifically on FanDuel. So what I have up here is the player points market, and the play that I am looking at, just scrolling through, is this value here at FanDuel at plus 100, Chris Paul to go under 12.5 points. So the reason why I like this one, it's a little bit risky because most books price his point total a point higher, but look at how they favor it. Every single book heavily favors him going under this 13.5 number. So maybe the most likely scenario is that he scores exactly 13, but what's that, like a 10% chance, something like that he lands at exactly 13. So getting him to go under 12.5 at plus money, at plus 100, I do think that there is some value. Because again, look at where all the other sports books price it. Yes, it is a point higher at 13.5, which I understand is the risk, but Pinnacle prices the under at minus 141. Pinnacle is the sharpest sports book in the world. BetOnline prices the under at minus 141. Another sharp book. DraftKings, which does a great job specifically with player props, prices this at his under at minus 150. They all heavily favor him to go under this number, under 13.5. So I am getting a little bit, getting a little bit more value, also a little bit higher risk. That's kind of the trade-off, and taking him to go under 12.5 at plus 100. So that is the first play that I'm going to add to the same game parlay. The next one is another point total, and we are looking at Mikal Bridges to go over 14.5 points at minus 111. So this is a good play because, as you can see, OddsJam gives you the best odds in this column here, which is cool. As you can see, the best odds are at minus 111, which is at FanDuel, and you can see that the average, that's what this column is, the average odds are at minus 121. And again, let's look at the sharp books. DraftKings, minus 120, favoring the over. BetOnline, minus 115, favoring the over. And then Pinnacle, minus 120, favoring the over as well. So this is going to be the second play that I'm going to add to this SGP. All right, and the last play that I'm going to add is Anthony Edwards to go over 3.5 assists. Same logic here. FanDuel is giving you the best odds at minus 130. The average odds are at minus 141. And again, let's look at the sharp books. DraftKings, minus 145. Pinnacle, minus 148. BetOnline, minus 141. And we see some DFS platforms up here. Prize Picks price this at a half assist higher at four. So every sportsbook thinks that he is more likely, significantly more likely to go over 3.5 assists, but FanDuel is giving you the best odds on it. So that's going to round out my SGP. We are looking at Chris Paul under 12.5 points, Mikal Bridges over 14.5 points, Anthony Edwards over 3.5 assists in the Timberwolves versus Suns game, and that is going to be it. So I appreciate you guys watching. Let me go ahead and lock this in. Plus 550 odds, so does meet the criteria there, is within the Timberwolves Suns game, meets the criteria there. So let's hope that we can get this one to cash, but that's it. So I appreciate you guys watching, and have a good one.